we'll go through some of the some of the way of controlling the Parabellum. All right. If you thought of playing other games, we'll be playing Battlefield 5 soon. I could... I don't need that. Not for the Parabellum, yeah, that's right. Oh, this is a good place, actually, I think. So, without any recoil control, this is what it looks like, okay? That's no control whatsoever. Alright. So obviously, you're trying to shoot somebody, you know, the spread at, you know, at 20 meters, you're not gonna hit much. So, am I seeing a pattern here? No, I don't know. Am I? Okay, sometimes it makes this curve. Sometimes it just pulls almost straight up, but a little bit to the right. I guess it depends on how much you move around from before you shoot. It clearly has a tendency to pull to the right, even though my recoil settings, you know how you can set your recoil direction? It's set straight up. I have it default. I haven't changed anything. So, trying to keep the... I'll just shoot until I overheat, and I'll see if how much I can keep the... How tight I can keep the bullets. I don't know the distance here, but it's not that far. You see, you can keep it quite tight, right? I'm just basically... What I'm doing is that I'm basically moving the hand down a little bit to compensate. And then if I see that the aim or that the reticle is pulling a little bit to the left, then I adjust by moving my mouse a little bit to the right. And vice versa, while at the same time slowly moving my hand down. So you just slowly, you make this very, very slow movement down depending on your mouse sensitivity. Alright, that was bad, cause and the reason why I did that bad also, aside from being sloppy, was that I started shooting before I aimed down sight. So if you do that, it feels like it's harder to control it. It has to just go. All right, let's see what happens if I don't recoil. If I don't try to adjust for left and right movement. Let's see if I only compensate for the upwards recoil, the upwards thrust, or not thrust, but yeah. It's almost the same actually. I think it just moves randomly left and right. If I don't recoil compensate for left and right, it's... See if I can keep it tighter. Yeah, it gets tighter when I control it. A little bit tighter than that one, a lot tighter than that one. So I adjust to the left if I see it go pulling to the right, and vice versa. So it's not really rocket science, right? It's just it's hard to do it when you're playing. So let's see if you're strafing. It's a little bit harder to control it, but you see the spread is or the cone of fire is a little bit wider. But it's not that big of a difference. And for the ones of you who are interested in moving over to Battlefield 5, you want to get used to these slow, long strafes, because if you strafe fast like this, if you do this 80-80 spam, then gradually your movement is going to be reduced. So eventually it's like you're standing still. All right. So and I understand that obviously this is more complicated to do on a console, right? That goes without saying, I hope. Can I get rid of this? Oh, I can't, okay. So now people ask me about mouse sensitivity, and let me just show you. So I put the way let me show you the setup here a little bit. This is complicated to show, but like, so what you want to do is you put your mouse, like in my case, though, towards this, towards the keyboard, and then I move my hand just in one direction like this until I've reached until I've made a full circle or a 360-degree turnaround, right? So because I mean that's how because I have a rather slow, or I have a rather low mouse sensitivity, and I want to be able to measure it. So it's just a matter of finding a way to measure it, right? So you find a fixed target, like this bar here or whatever, like the side of the door, or whether I don't know what you call this, or like the side of the house here works just as well. You put your aim like that, and then you just turn around. Then once you and then you measure how far is that distance. In my case, that distance, the amount of how much I need to move my hand, should be 38 centimeters. That's my sensitivity. I've had it for I don't know how many years, like a long time. And oh, Grizzly, how's it going, man? And then it's a matter of what your sensitivity is in comparison to that when you aim down sight. A lot of people have exactly the same. I have like 60, I think it's 65% or something. So this is my mouse sensitivity, 6%, and then vehicle is 11. So soldier's zoom sensitivity is 70% of that. So that's how I do it, right? Oh, I use a lot of space for my hand. Yeah, I do. I have a quite big mouse pad. I had to buy this big ass mouse pad. It's a character from League of Legends, I realized long after. Kind of cool looking. So yeah. And basically, I wonder if the recoil pattern of the SMG-8 is basically the same. This is the SMG-8. It pulls up for a while, and then it doesn't pull up anymore. So it's quite similar actually. So the way you control it, same thing, just pull down. Just pull your mouse down when you're shooting. And you want to try to get the cone of fire that is as tight as possible. He's owning me. That's a level 150 coming in on an empty server. Alright. So yeah, same thing, you know, just let's see if I can do it when strafing. It's a lot bigger spread. I think this guy is gonna come here and kill me soon. So yeah, you want to be able to do this while in movement. It's a bit harder. But it's doable, right? So it's important that you have the right mouse sensitivity. Your mouse sensitivity, if you adjust your mouse sensitivity, it's not only the fact that you have to like relearn the quick, what do you say it? The reactionary aim, or the twitch aim as you call it. Like let's say you're aiming here, there's a guy on, you think a guy's gonna come here, but you realize they're gonna come on this corner. You want to be able to like quickly get your mouse on that side, right? Now I'm overdoing it to the left a little bit. That's your reactionary aim. And once you feel comfortable with just moving your hand like this, that's when you probably found your mouse sensitivity, the right mouse sensitivity for you. You figure out what is the best way, like when is it most comfortable for me to just switch target really quickly like this. And once you find the mouse, if you let's say you're aiming here and you want to put your mouse here, or you want to put your reticle here really quickly, if you realize that you do this, oh shit, and then you have to readjust here. If that's what you do, if that's what happens repeatedly, then you probably have too high sensitivity. You wanna have it like so that you can just with a quick move like this get basically to where you want it. You can practice your skill like this. But if you feel that you normally get like, oh, you get here and then you have to extra compensate, then your mouse sensitivity is probably too slow. And you may want to even have higher sensitivity. But the most common thing, if you haven't already figured this out, if you haven't really established what's right for you, if you're kind of new to this, if this is something that you're unfamiliar with, almost all unexperienced players, almost all new players, they tend to have too high mouse sensitivity, and they go like, whoa, like this, and then they have to recompensate like this. And then they want to aim on the other side of the barn, they go like, oh shit, and then they have to compensate like this. That's the most common. So yeah, that's how you figure out your mouse sensitivity. What's your DPI? Hello, Auxiliary. 800? Yeah, 800.